Okay, as you can see, the recording has already been started. First of all, if we go to the next slide, it's always nice to know who we are and which type of people are attending this presentation. Well, my own name is Mohammed Shanouf. I'm one of the teachers at the university at the program. I'm also one of the intake coordinators for the international students. And yeah, maybe it's also nice for the other people to introduce themselves. Maybe Latif, you can go on.
Yes, I'm Latif Sheikh Shote. I also teach at Industrial Engineering and Management. I mainly teach in the first year, and I teach business economics. And also I am heavily involved in the whole introduction program for the first year students.
Yeah, perfect. Marcia, maybe you can take over?
Of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Maartje Damwazo, and I'm the director of this program and a few others, the Fontys School for Business Management, Education and Technology.
Thank you. Okay, Ellen.
Yeah, my name is Ellen de Kroon. I work at the admission office of Fontys Technology Business Bachelors. In my office, I handle applications for, made by students who are interested in the Ienm program, and I also work for another Fontys school.
Okay, thank you. Last but not least, one of our pending students, Hazar.
Hello, good evening. I'm Hazar Put, just a young second year student at Fontys, and today I will be talking about my experience so far and answering your questions regarding the study.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all guys for the brief introduction. Of course, we have an entire team over here who is able to give all the information to the attending people outside the university. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat box. And yeah, of course, we are willing to help you as good as possible. So we also have people who are focusing on the incoming stream of questions in order to help you carefully. Okay. I would also like to ask you to mute your sound settings in order to have a very stable sound connection for this session, because otherwise there could be some disturbances. So in that case, thank you for muting also the microphone. Of course, we outlined the most important topics for this online session. So first of all, we're going to dive into the study program in detail of Ienm. That's of course very important to highlight some major topics which you can expect during the course and during the upcoming 4 years. At the other side, we're also going to give you some more detailed information about Fresh at Fontys, as you will be one of our new candidates. We will outline the introduction week more in detail so that you know what you can expect just after the summer break when starting at Fontys at our site. And yeah, what would it be like if you're studying at Fontys in the fall semester? So what are the expectations over there and which type of things needs to be known? We also have a fresh state-of-the-art new building in Eindhoven at our campus, which is called the Nexus building. And we would like to give you some more insights about this impressive building. And of course, always nice to share some student experiences, not only to talk and to give you some more information by the teachers themselves, but also to share some views and some experiences by our students. And of course, last but not least, important practical information regarding the application process and tuition fees. And I think Adam can share a lot of valuable information about that part as well. Yeah. Okay, so that's actually the major outline for this webinar session. Like I mentioned before, in case of any questions, please post them in the chat box, and we would like to help you on these questions, of course, as good as possible. Okay.
No matter where you go or where you are, there's always an industrial engineer involved in everything.
You are being trained here to become a manager in a technical company, and that company can be anything, like for example hospitals, production company, manufacturing company. We have technical subjects like for example production technology, drawing skills, we have math, physics, and also we have business economics, management and organization.
We're an international course. You get to work with so many people that are from different backgrounds, cultures. They have different mentalities, beliefs. It really makes you open-minded, more patient, and definitely much more educated.
The main part that I like about Ienm is we have a lot of company visits. It's more practical.
My favorite project was definitely project 3. Yeah, you have to revive a bike factory that is really close to bankruptcy. And you have to draw a 3D bike as the new prospect product for the company that you're reviving. Yeah, the atmosphere at Fontys is really nice. We have a new building. It's amazing, state-of-the-art. To begin with, it really gives you that academic, professional, high-scope feeling that you're really looking for when you're going from high school to university, of course. So everyone's really friendly, everyone is here and open to learn, and the teachers are excellent, they're always open to help, they're friendly. Well, it fits me because I'm a person that is always looking for a challenge, and it really makes you approach things the way people won't approach them ever, because you always try to find solutions from different angles.
So that was a very brief introduction by our students about the course and the program of Industrial Engineering and Management, to have some impressions, of course, of the program. We have a high variety of different type of students coming in from different corners of the world. So in this case, we have students from Asia, we have students from Latin America, we have East European students, and we also have students from Africa and the Middle East. So in that case, it's a very challenging mixed group of different type of cultures. Maybe a question to you, Hazar, to have some more interaction, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what did you expect as a new student starting at our site in the first year?
Well, I know that it's going to be an international study, of course, and it's going to be quite diverse. And I just met what I expected, actually. It was literally like our class is full of students from every single where, from Australia, Sweden, Dutch people, even Italia, America, Indonesia. It's just, you know, students from all over the world, and maybe we had some, you know, culture shocks once we started the program, but then since you continue your education and, you know, while learning, you get to know each other, and I think you definitely be more culture-wise, and you start to, you know, accept people, other students' differences, and that's what actually, that's one of the important skills that an international manager should have, because they also work with other international companies. So I think it is quite interesting skill to have while doing this international study.
Okay, thank you very much for your input, Hazar. I think it's really reflecting also the type of students which you are welcoming in the first year. On average, we have about 40, 45, 50 new incoming students in September from different corners, like we mentioned before, but also the type of teachers. We also have quite an international list of teachers who are also having different languages and different skills in terms of culture and backgrounds. So of course we have Dutch people, but we also have Dutch people with different cultural differences, which is very interesting to catch up with our students, of course. So not only on the student side, but also on the lecture side, we have a very big variety of different skills and cultural aspects. just to have a brief definition of the Ienm program, well, actually, we have a lot of courses, we have a lot of topics, we have a lot of projects, but in short, the program teaches how to become a manager in a technical-based company with a focus on engineering the company's processes. I think in summary, this is the most striking and matching definition of which type of students we are training at our site. Yeah, so if you would like to phrase the complete content of our program in one sentence, you can say it like that. Of course, we are a managerial program, but we also focus on technique. So in this case, it's a very striking combination of how to manage a company from a managerial role you have in combination with a technical company that you are trying to organize and to improve their performance. One of the most striking parts of our program is that we are situated in the Brainport region, which is actually the region of Eindhoven and the surrounding cities. And in this area, we have a very high concentration of medium-sized and large technical companies. All the people know companies like DAF, like ASML, like Philips, like Van der Lande and Canon, but also hundreds of co-suppliers who are collaborating intensively with these huge companies in this region. Also actually opens a lot of opportunities for our students to get involved in these companies. So that's a very important first slide about the main characteristics of our program regarding the content, the location, and the focus area. Okay, yeah, fresh at Fontys. Latif, you already mentioned that you are also involved in the first year program regarding welcoming our new students.
Yes.
Maybe you can outline more in detail, Fresh at Fontys, how it looks like?
Yes, Fresh at Fontys is actually a website which contains all the information that you need to, as a starting student. And it gives details about how the introduction week is outlined, but also, yeah, what kind of computer do you need for the study, and yeah, what books do you need at least in the first year. So therefore, the link here, fontys.edu/fresh@fontys, and there you can find all the different topics that I mentioned and a lot more. And we yeah, regularly update this website, so please check it for yeah, the most up-to-date information.
Okay.
If I look further on the introduction week, because that is the first thing that we are going to do with our fresh students, then well, first of all, yeah, when is it happening? It is in the week of 23 till 27th of August. So basically we have designed 3 different scenarios, and the scenario what we are now, let's say, focusing on is a real physical scenario. So suppose that every corona measurement is in control, then we go for the physical scenario. But in case the government decides something else, then we have 2 other scenarios, a more hybrid version of the introduction week and a total online version of the introduction week. But let's hope the introduction week will be totally physical. That introduction week is quite interesting to join, because you will get to know more in depth your other fellow students, and that gives you a valuable advantage, of course, when you have to deal with them in the projects. So the introduction week starts on Monday at the Nexus building, and basically we will start first of getting to know each other, and then we gradually yeah, moving into that whole introduction week program. And I've outlined some pictures from the past. So You will meet with each other, and you get some rules and regulations how we are going to deal with each other in that introduction week. And gradually during that week, we are doing some interesting stuff. And one of the things were also in the past, a cooking session with teachers. You see also some pictures of students eating their home cooked, actually not home cooked, their together cooked meal, and that gives you quite a bonding between them. And also what we will do is, for example, a barbecue. And yeah, throughout the whole week, we have listed quite some interesting and fun topics for our new students. That introduction week will be fully guided by myself, but also with our second year students, so they can guide the new students of how to deal with the study, how to deal with Fontys, and how to deal with Eindhoven and the Netherlands, because sometimes it's quite challenging when you are not from Holland. As I said, the introduction week, the more details you can find on the Fresh at Fontys website. After you have done the introduction week, then it's time to really start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I can take over, Latif, from this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully, I think the most important message, of course, is also the introduction week is very valuable to attend, to get in contact with our Ienm community, but it's also about having fun together, right? And to have fun is very important, to know each other, to have some more chats about personal backgrounds, and to know Fontys more in detail. So that's actually a very valuable week to get in contact with the Netherlands, Eindhoven and Fontys. Where you will have a lot of fun moments together with the new candidates. So it's really not only recommended, but also if you are in a position to attend the introduction week, please be there, right? Okay, like Latif already mentioned, we outlined a number of scenarios because the situation is still unclear for the future. And we have to take these risks into consideration in order to organize our introduction week. So we are actually also depending on the statements of the ministry, and we hope to have some more news before August the 13th about all the pending measures which are right now visible on the streets, at the universities, in our daily lives, and hopefully life will be more easy, and hopefully we are able to get back to the previous normal situation. Because of course we also prefer a physical setting in order to welcome all our new students. So that's actually the corona-related update. We don't have any update right now, but we are waiting for some statements from the government to start our new academic year. Okay, what about the outline of our program? Of course, the duration of our overall program is 4 years. So if you decide to join our Ienm program, you will be here for 4 years, hopefully. The first year is actually taking place between the borders of Fontys because you're a new student, you're acting in the Netherlands, which is for most of the students a new country. And we are trying to get you the basic principles of industrial engineering and management. So in this case, we have 4 different projects, project 1 up to 4, which all takes a quarter. And we are highly focusing on a project regarding the product and the technical specs of the product. We have a project regarding the market, how to serve the market, how to serve our customers, and how to improve the performance. And in the second half of the first year, you will have 2 remaining projects regarding the market and business models, and to run a company which is actually almost bankrupt, and how to improve their performance and the final project will focus on actually a big change inside a company. It's also called change management, and there you are focusing highly on the human factor within companies and how to improve that part as well. I know, Latif, that you're also active in the first year. Any additional notes from your side, or is it okay?
Yeah, in between the first half year and the second half year, the students have to do a mini internship. Yeah, we redesigned our whole first year. So we made, we did some changes in that first year, and one of the additions we did is that between the first half year and the second half year, students have to do some internship days.
How long? For how long?
Normally it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks of time.
Okay. So the projects are taking place at Fontys to master some basic principles about the program, but in between the students will work on a 2-week basis for a company full-time, which will give them also a better reflection on how companies work and actually how the setting of an Ienm student inside these companies could be, right? Okay, now we are moving forward to the second year, and there is a very big difference between the first year and the remaining parts of the program, so year number 2, 3, and 4. Where the first year program and the projects are taking place at Fontys inside, from the second year, all these projects will be performed for real-life companies with real problems, real challenges, and you are going to help them. So from the second year onwards, you also have to seek for a company yourself. Of course, in case you are facing some difficulties, we are there to help you and to assist you. But normally in the Brainport region, we have a high number of big site companies who can always use smart brains of our type of students. So from the second year onwards, we expect you also to find your own company, to define a very interesting research question, and to complete the project for a company himself. So in the second year, we have 2 types of projects. The first one called Improve a Company Process, and there the group of students, around 4 to 6 people, will help a company if they have some issues or problems internally in their supply chain environment or their production environment. Just like a typical example, the delivery time of the products is too late or too long, how to help them. The company is shipping poor quality products to the customer. What's happening inside the company? Why the products have a poor quality? So in that case, the focus is set on internal problems. In the second part of the second year, you will switch from an internal project to an external project called the Voice of the Customer. So what is the feedback from our customers and how could we improve the service level to our customers? So students are helping the company to conduct a survey, to measure customer satisfaction, and based on the input of their core customers, they try to put some recommendations in place how to improve the performance. So that's actually the summary of the 2 big second year projects. In the third year, you're actually leaving the group setting and you're going on an individual tour, because 2 main projects are taking place in the third year, the minor program and the internship. The minor means that you may select your own field of interest where you would like to have some more information about, and you're going to attend a course to deepen or to broaden your horizon in that perspective and on that specific subject. So the minor can be done in the Netherlands, can be followed outside the Netherlands, and you have to explain the choice of your minor interest to the exam board. So why will it help you to improve your skills as an Ienm student? But you will do it individually. Besides the minor program, you also need to spend 5 months, in this case, equal to 20 weeks on an internship project, also inside or even outside the Netherlands. And the internship means that you will work full-time for a company on a specific research question that we approved at Fontys to work on. So yeah, just for your information, per year we are conducting more than 350 different projects at more than 200 different companies. So we have a very broad and big size network of companies who are collaborating intensively with our faculty. After completing the third year, you're going to the graduation year, which means, well, I survived the first 3 years and right now I'm moving forward to the fourth year and I'm really close to the final stage. The first half year of the fourth year will be done in a group together with 4 or 5 teammates, and you will perform a very interesting case study for a company who would like to redefine their strategy or who's having an international business case. So maybe the company wants to expand their production activities outside the Netherlands. They want to open a new branch outside the Netherlands. They want to collaborate more with different types of customers and suppliers outside the Netherlands on a strategic level. 4 or 5 months will be conducted for a company regarding this project. And after completing this project together with your fellow teammates, again, you're going on a single tour for graduating. Yeah? So you're going to do a graduation internship, not the same as the internship in the third year. The graduation internship has a high level of complexity and you need to dive more into details and into the analysis, and the average level of the graduation internship is more complex. Also here, 20 weeks, 5 months needs to be spent on a practical business case for a real-life company who is facing a problem or a challenge. And after this graduation, of course, you need to defend it with a defense session, which will be attended by multiple assessors. And after getting approval of this business case, you will get your diploma. Yeah. So in summary, based on the number of minutes that we spent on this slide, this is more like the outline and the structure of our Ienm program from the first to the fourth year. Okay. We also have a fresh new building in Eindhoven, which is the Nexus building on our campus. On the campus, there are also other companies headquartered. We also have the Research University of the TU Eindhoven on a very close distance. So in this case, we are in a very high level of interaction with all the other companies and universities. The building is also very close by to the railway station, only 15 minutes of walking distance, and also on walking distance of downtown Eindhoven city. So in that case, very close to all the major activities that you can follow over there in the city center. Hazar, that's you, right?
That's indeed.
Yes, that's you. Yeah, maybe you can tell something when you started and what type of projects you did at our program for which type of companies and where you stand right now, of course.
Yeah, sure. I'll request control so I can control the presentation. Maybe that's a bit more handy. Hi everyone. I will be introducing myself very shortly, and I will be talking about my experience so far at Ienm and what did we do in the last 2 years. Well, my name is Hazar. I am Middle East Syrian. To be more specific, I'm Syrian, and I am a second-year student at Ienm. Gladly that tomorrow is my last day at second year, and I will be a third-year student from Augustus 2021, so this year. I'll be talking about my first year experience, what we did, and how did it go. As my teachers just told you about the program layout, we had it a bit different. When I was doing my first year, so first project was about a technical project, a technology project. It was about the appliance. There we had to bake a appliance and try to check the component of that appliance and try to see the way that all these components works together and how can we improve that appliance. And then my second project was about refactory, and I think that they redesigned the program, so now the second project is a bike factory, and then the third project is tree factory. But for me, I did my second project as tree factory, and that project was about organization and management. There we had to extend the tree factory, and we had to look at the design of the factory and the design of the organization structure. In my third project, we had the bike factory project, and there we had to design a prototype for a specific target audience, so we can help a company from a bankruptcy situation, so they can sell that prototype and get more income. And my fourth project we had that was about the people factor within the company. It was about change management, and from what I remember, that project wasn't that really it wasn't that into depth of management, change management. We had that course in the second year where we literally learned the change management more in depth. So when we started the first year, we had to do a small project with other students and group basis. We had to do a museum. So in that museum, we had to do a small project where we, get to know more about the study and also get to know more about each other. So once we start our real projects, it will be more easy for us to work together within these projects, that we don't really face any problems by dealing with each other. Also, we did some physics practicals and some production technology practicals as well. And these kind of practicals were very helpful, at least for me, to really understand the theory of physics that we had to learn in the first year. And all these kind of practices, experiences that we did in the physics lab was very, very useful to, really know what are these theories and what all these lectures were literally about. And also in the first year, we did some company visits. We did two. We went to DAF at Eindhoven, and we went to a company called MIFA in Venlo. That we, just go to these companies and see how they're working and how the industry is going, and, to be a bit more familiar with the companies that we might work for in the future. My second year was was much more interesting because we've been working on real projects for real companies. We had 2 semesters. First semester was the project was to improve a company process, and we did that at a company called Verhoeven. And the process that we've been working on to improve was the employees planning within the company. And after we finished the project, we made savings for the company around 500K yearly for the employees' salaries. Also, my second project was the voice of the customers. It was a marketing research. We did that at a company called Hang On, and within that project, we had to measure the customer satisfaction and to give recommendations and advice to the company on where they can improve within their company to satisfy their customers and increase their profits. At the end of the year, we did it. It was just a new sort of small project that we have to do for a course called Strategy and change that was about change management. To be more specific, in that project, we went back to the company that we did the improve a company process project at, and we diagnoses the advice we gave to them and whether they implemented our research and how did the change really went in the company in the past few months where we had to work in another project. So that was my first and second year, and to go really way back to before I enrolled to the study, why did I choose Ienm at Fontys? I did that for some reasons, and mainly because Industrial Engineering and Management at Fontys University of Applied Science is given in a practical way. That means that all the subjects, all the lectures we take in the program, they are all connected to the projects that we are conducting in the program. So, for example, my last project was the voice of the customer. It was marketing research. For that specific project, I had some courses that I took. For example, B2B marketing. There we had to know more about B2B marketing and how can we, for example, how can we target customers and how can we had so much theories about marketing that we were able to extract the advice from for the project. We had business information systems to be able to learn how to analyze the internal company process, especially the technical processes within the company. We had communication, and communication was about how can we report and how can we do presentations for the company to report the final report. And also we had HRM statistics to do the survey, to analyze the survey, and of course research and method and techniques, so we can do a scientific research within the company. So all these lectures that we had, they were all connected to the project that we've been doing, and that was really helpful, that you don't really learn so much theories and then you throw them away. No, it's just you learn and you apply within the project. That was very helpful. And also doing a industrial engineering management at Fontys, which is an applied science university. That means that you have to do so many internships within the study. I've did 2 internships so far, and I still have to do 3 more, and all these real projects that are going to be within real companies, and that means you're going to have a real work experience, so you know what is expected from you when you graduate.
Thank you, Aznar. Perfect. Okay.
Second reason why I chose Ienm at Fontys, the facilities within the company it's just perfect to, just go there and use all like the facilities, tools, and labs to learn and to work with your team, because basically the first and second year it's all teamwork. So within the facilities we have so many rooms, so many places that we can sit with our teams and work on our projects, work on our assignments, and we have a physics lab and we have a production technology lab where we can, learn more about physics and production technology, like cutting and bending and all these stuff that you have to learn as an industrial engineer. Last but not least, it's gonna take 10 seconds from your time that you search for an industrial engineer job using LinkedIn or Indeed. You're gonna immediately find out that there are plenty of jobs that you might apply as industrial engineer. For example, you can be a quality engineer, you can be a purchaser, you can be a project engineer. It's just also supply chain engineer. You might be, it's just a study where you obviously gonna have a job after you graduate. It's basically the future. We had in one course that we learned, I think it was B2B marketing, that there is almost 2 million companies within only the Netherlands, and that's an international study what you're doing. So if there is like 2 million companies only in the Netherlands where you can work, you might have, so many opportunities also worldwide, since it's an international study and you learn, you educate. Your education is basically in English and you can work anywhere. So that was my experience. And also, if you have any sort of questions that I can answer, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Hazar, with your
You're welcome.
contribution and your input regarding the program. We're actually diving into the final part of our presentation. So Hazar already summarized the program regarding her own experiences. A lot of theory is really very applicable in all kinds of work-related projects for companies. So they are not separated, but they are actually matching each other with all the job opportunities that she just described. Almost 2 million companies in the Netherlands for a very small country. That's an impressive number. So the highlights and the career perspectives are there. Of course, before being part of our program and a community, interested student needs to apply and to register themselves. Ellen, maybe you can outline some more details about the application process. Your sound is muted, Ellen. We don't hear you. No problem. Don't be shocked. Perfect.
Excuse me. Yeah. First of all, I would like to ask a question to our guests, because probably they are attending this meeting because their sons or daughters have already made an enrollment application in StudyLink. So in that case, this information is not relevant.
Okay. Okay. So what do you suggest, Alan, to screen whether their sons or daughters are already enrolled and registered?
Yeah, perhaps, I can get some feedback from the parents. Yeah,
maybe you can use the chat box to reply on the question of Alan. And the question in this case, Alan, is very simple. Huh? Are you already registered, yes or not?
No, not registered. Did you make an enrollment application?
Okay, that's even...
Yeah, it's an administrative issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son already enrolled. Maybe Latif, you can double check the replies in the chat box.
I
know the son of Mr. Steger, that's Raf. Yeah, I sent him an admission letter this week.
Yeah.
Mr. Rents also replied. His son already did the application.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin D. also registered. Okay, good. So some, the most of the guests here, their son or daughter already registered.
Mm-hmm.
There are still 8 questions from Betty. Mohammed, would you like to answer that question for Betty?
What is the question actually?
She asked,
I can also do that since I was doing my internships.
Okay.
Well, the question is that if these students are trained to become managers, do they have a chance to manage or become managers during internships? Where do you graduates doing after finishing your program? So of course, when you're doing your internships, they don't put you in a position of being a manager, obviously. I was doing my second year with group mates, so it wasn't an individual internship. But while working with in that internship, we've been working with the top management and the middle management within the company. We're not managers ourselves. They don't put us in that position, but we work with the top management and the middle management. So to help us solve their assignments. So you don't be a manager within your internship, but you work with the top management or middle management, and you see how they are working and what type of work they're doing and how can you improve that. So you're not a manager, but you can become a manager after you graduate.
That's a very important note from Hazar. In this case, of course, you're still a student. So in that case, you're still learning all the major skills that are required for becoming a future technical manager. So you can see it for the internship and the graduation project that you are working on the skills which are needed to become a future manager. But of course, if you are just working for a company for 4 or 5 months, you're focusing on these skills, you're trying to develop them, and you see how the big manager inside the company is acting. So we are preparing our students to become a future manager on the level he wants to have. So purchasing, production, assembly, supply chain, research and development is also a role which our students are picking frequently. And based on their skills, they could become a future manager after graduation, after graduating from our side. Okay, we have another question from Rens. How do you suppose COVID will have an impact on the amount of international students enrolling this year? Do you expect to welcome similar amount of students, or do you think there will be a lot less? Well, based on the latest rankings, and please correct me, Latif, we have another increase in number of new students who applied for our program for this academic year.
Yes, and Mrs. De Kroon, she can comment on that more accurately. Ellen?
We don't hear you, Ellen.
You're muted.
You're muted. Ellen, you're still muted. We don't hear you. No problem. No problem.
I'm multitasking because I'm also checking on my cell phone the question in the chat box.
No problem. Go on.
Yeah. Well, sorry. In the beginning of this week, I sent an Excel overview with names of students which I expect, and yeah, I will make a new one this at the end of this week. It's correct that if you compare it to the number of students who started in August last year, there's an increase, but yeah, it's fluctuating. So yeah, at the end of this week, I will send you another overview.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you compare to last year, then we see an increase of potentials who showed interest.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's similar when we compare it to the students who have started in February.
Yeah, true. So the perspectives are quite promising regarding the interest for our program. So in this case, Ellen, yeah, your question was right. Did all the attending students in this meeting session already process their application in StudyLink? I think most of them already did. So,
yeah, perhaps I can add something. I will add the names of the students which I expect to the list when they have met several conditions. One is that I need to have sent a conditional admission letter or an admission letter. They need to have entered their payment details in StudyLink, or they need to have paid the payment letter. The son of Mr. Beatty has, he has told me he's waiting for his visa. That's Bertrand Kozazi, I think. And students also need to have met the language requirement.
yeah.
So yeah, in that case, I will add them to the list with names of students which I expect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your input, Alan. A question from Robin. Can you tell me more about the introduction week from the from 23 until 27 August? Does it have a daily program?
Yes, we have a daily program. It starts on Monday, and we first, as I already said in the presentation, we will introduce ourselves, say something about rules and guidelines, and then we are going to, well, get to know each other. And that day ends with a barbecue. Important to know that all the meat that we have will be halal. Yeah, so persons with the Muslim background, don't worry, it will be all halal. On the
Can I attend one more time?
What?
I said, can I attend one more time?
Yeah, of course you can be a mama. Yeah. The second day, then we are starting with the cooking session at the restaurant. So you will cook together with your fellow students, but also with teachers, some dishes. And during lunchtime, you will have those dishes served. So also getting know each other and also get know to some teachers. And well, we have also some other activities like a bottle challenge where we well make a water rocket, and that rocket will be launched. It's all fun. On Wednesday we have some programs in the city center of Eindhoven. There we will learn yeah what yeah some important hotspots from Eindhoven. And well, we have also some fun time in the evening with each other. Thursday, it's all about the Purple Festival that is in Tilburg, and the transport is being organized. So that will be a whole evening, yeah, afternoon, evening of party. And well, and in the morning on Thursday we also have some breakfast together, and on Friday we will round off this the introduction week with some challenges like a t-shirt design contest, like a wrap-up session, and so on. And there was also a second question: where do the students sleep? Well, in the past there was actually no interest from international students to having sleeping place. So therefore, for the international students, there is nothing arranged to sleep, because most international students already have at that time a place to stay. Yeah, so therefore, we expect that the students have their own sleeping place.
Sounds logical. Yeah.
Okay, that was in short the program. The program will be or is already uploaded on Fresh at Fontys. If it is not, then it will be yeah shown very shortly on it. Okay.
Yeah. There is another question from Robin, Latif. What about the Dutch students?
The Dutch students, well, that is the Dutch students have a more or less not the similar program, but they have some elements of this introduction week. They do it the same. But we know also that the Dutch students, the Dutch stream students, are quite different than the international students. So they have also different activities organized. Yeah. Okay. So also they have an introduction week, and the common part is, for example, the Purple Festival on Thursday. So there's enough time to also interact with them.
Yeah, clear. Thank you for your input, Latif, on the questions. Okay, like I mentioned, based on the presentation, we are actually in the final stage of our slides. I think the final one, Latif, is the next one, of course. So if you would like to know our contact details, you see them outlined on this slide. We have our own email address, which is iem@fontys.nl. You see the phone numbers over there. You can also see the link to our website where you can find some additional information. And you see how you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. So we also activated all the social media channels to be in contact with our current students and also our new incoming students. So this is important information to have at your site. If you still want to use the chat box, we still have some time to go in detail and to answer pending questions. I see that Robin is typing right now, so I expect him to post a question shortly. But also for the other visitors, of course, guys, use the chat box if you want to have some more replies on specific questions from your side. And hopefully, of course, the presentation until so far is clear, and all the information that we shared is also, understandable from your side. In case that this is an issue, please inform us and we try to explain it even better. Okay. I think this was the final slide, right, Latif?
Yes, this is.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So hopefully the story is quite logical for all of you, and hopefully you also can confirm the right choice you made for Ienm based on our presentation file. So hopefully some things are even more clarified about the course and the program. Do students get a pass for public transportation? OV-jaarkaart. Ellen, do you have any update about that question?
Yeah, they need to check whether they are eligible to get the card on the website of Duo, duo.nl. So students who have the Dutch nationality or European nationality or a specific kind of residence permit, yeah, they can find information on the website whether they are eligible, but they need to apply for it themselves.
Okay.
And in case of questions, at the bottom of the website of Duo, there you can find contact details. There's a chat option. You can visit an office or you can call them.
Okay. Yeah. So they really need to contact these agencies to see what the regulation.
Yeah, Duo, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. Our son is Dutch. I assume he participates with the international students, but I understand that there are 2 separate introduction weeks. Latif, is that correct?
Yes, yeah, that is true. If your son has applied for the Industrial Engineering and Management program, then he will join the international program.
Yeah.
So therefore also the international version of the introduction week.
Yeah. So we have the Ienm program, which is an equivalent of the Dutch program Technische Bedrijfskunde.
Yeah.
And for both streams, we have different organizational activities, including the introduction week.
Yeah, and that's also logical since that the introduction week is organized so students get to know each other. So if he's doing the international stream, then it's logical that he attends the international introduction week, so he can get to know the students who are going to be working with him in the year, in the projects of the first year and the second year as well.
Sure. Do Dutch students following Ienm need to take care of their own sleeping arrangements?
It's not clear to me.
No.
During the introduction week, perhaps.
The Dutch students who joins the Ienm program, yeah, that's what's read. Need to take care. Yes, normally they coming from their home towns or their homes.
Yeah.
Their accommodation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions regarding the content of this presentation? Any other practical questions from the student side or from the parent side in this case, more specifically? We try to help you as good as possible, of course, with our answers.
And of course, if you come up with a question later on, please send us an email at ienm@fontys.nl.
Yeah.
We will answer your question as soon as possible.
That's a good one, Latif. We have our own mailbox, like Latif mentioned, iem@fontys.nl. So if you have any remaining question after this session that pops up and you forgot to post it right now, you can always approach us afterwards. And we try to help you, of course. No more questions, says Frank Stegen. Maybe the other parents, do you have any questions from your side? Because otherwise we're done for this session, of course. Do you share use facility with TU Eindhoven?
The library, for example. Hazar, maybe you can comment on that?
Absolutely. We do. We share the facility with the TU Eindhoven.
Like to study, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we can just enter any building, and if we don't want to be bothered by our friends at our facility, at our campus, we can just use any facility from the TUE and just go study there or work on our projects with our teams. So, or use the library, for example.
And the sporting facilities, of course.
And the sporting facilities as well, since we are students.
Yeah.
Then there is a tuition fee, I think, but it's just that, for students, so it's going to be around 90 euros for the,
per year.
Yeah. So that's also shared.
Yeah, we have outstanding sporting facilities, like Alan mentioned. We have a mutual sports center where students can sport in their private time, using the facilities of TU Eindhoven in combination with Fontys.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of lectures, but also students who are meeting each other, not in their normal suits, but in sports suits over there, to spend some time on in the swimming pool or on the tennis court or on the football pitch. So in that case, it's really also on very close distance from our university campus. It's actually walking distance. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe Hazar, you can comment also about, let's say, the interaction between students and teachers.
They're friendly. They're so friendly. It's more like there is no that. Sorry for that, but it's that there's no formal. No, there is a formal, of course, but then the teachers are a bit more friendly with the students, and it's more like, it's not like high school anymore. It's just that you can just walk to the teacher's room and seek for help, and then any teacher will talk to you and help you regarding any topic that you are asking for. It's very interesting experience for me.
It's an open atmosphere, right?
It's open atmosphere, that's the word.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sure. Especially for our international students who are coming from different cultures, where professors are on other hierarchical levels.
Yeah, true.
They're really shocked. They think, whoa, it seems like we are acting on the same level between students and lecturers, right?
I mean, why would you call his name?
Sorry?
I was like, there are some teachers who are just very friendly, and they say, you don't have to call me sir, just call me my name. And I'm like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, true. Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the audience that we still can answer during the final stage of this meeting session? The surrounding must make students comfortable and can explore their interest to highest level. Yeah. Okay. Ren said no more questions. Well, any final comment or no questions? Okay.
Just a comment.
Okay, I think we are done, Latif.
Yes.
Hazar and Alan. I think right now we should really say thank you to the audience and to all the people who attended this meeting session.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Alan, Hazar, thank you for your contribution and your
You're
help
welcome.
during this session. It's always nice to have the presentation with a number of people who are all involved in this program actively. So in that case, very nice to do it in this way. And to the audience, hopefully we were able to give you some more clarification about the program and to answer all your questions. And like Latif said, in case of any forgotten question afterwards, please use the mailbox to approach us and reach out to us as soon as possible. No problem at that point. Yeah. From my position, thank you very much. I would like to wish you a very nice evening. And hopefully we can see each other in a physical setting after the summer break, with no COVID restrictions anymore, but we have to see what the government decides. And I'm really looking forward to the upcoming years together with you guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice evening. Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Goodbye.
Right, guys. All the best.